Warning, we are a spoilers podcast. At times we are also an offensive podcast. And we are most certainly a verbally explicit podcast. So if you fear for any of your delicate sensibilities, please back up now before you reach the point of no return. Alright, pussies, this is your final warning.
Welcome to Season 3, Episode 1 of Cinematic Anarchy. A new season has begun, and we're going to go ahead and hit it off with a bang. With me today, we have Miss B.
Hello.
And Tom the Viking.
Guten Morgen.
And this is take number 2, because we tried this just a moment ago, and both of them decided to, well, distract me to the point that I couldn't speak for at least a solid minute. So...
Hey, it was your fault. You decided to look over at us. That's your problem, not ours.
Right, I had to look to the left. You know, but what else am I supposed to look at? Am I just supposed to pay attention to the little bars over here? Oh, look at the sound. Yes. That's all I'm supposed to do?
That's exactly what you're supposed to pay attention to. If you'd looked at that, this could have been a one-take thing.
So today we're going to be hopefully discussing Mortal Kombat, the original version, not the newest movie that just came out. But the original... I don't know how to feel about this movie. I really don't. Half of me says it's good, half of me says it's bad, you know.
I'm the same. Costume-wise, brilliant. Cast-wise, brilliant. Fight scene-wise, brilliant. Overall acting, trash.
And, of course, it was CGI of the time, so that was pretty trashy, too.
I didn't like any of the Sonya fight scenes.
No?
No,
dude. It was okay. It wasn't good. It was okay.
It wasn't good.
You know why that is, right? You know why you don't like
the fights.
Because Hollywood hates women?
Oh, no, it's not that Hollywood hates women. It's not that Hollywood hates women at all. It's the fact that they had, I don't know why on earth they cast her in this role, but they had to cast, I think it's Brigitte Nielsen, if I'm not mistaken, as the lead actress in this particular movie for Sonya. And she was just, she's not an action star. Okay, she's barely the scream queen chick that gets killed in the fucking horror movie. Barely.
I'll give you that much. No, when I say it's okay, I mean, it's like when you go get weed from a new dealer and it's just, you try that first joint and it's it's okay. It's not good. It's not what you're used to. It's tolerable. Yeah, exactly. It's tolerable.
And my
best words to describe it.
My apologies. I actually said the name completely wrong. It's not Brigitte Nielsen. It's Brigitte Wilson. So we'll start this whole thing off by me mispronouncing a very, very simple name. Very simple.
Yeah, I liked the Scorpion fight. Scorpion's dope.
Yeah.
I like Scorpion.
I like his little fucking hand dagger thing. No, I like that it's fucking scooting out of his hand.
Okay,
yeah, that was more the original games. Yeah, because in the original games, it was a hand fucking snake thing blade.
Right.
But in the newer video games, which is what the new Mortal Kombat is based on, it was more like the traditional weapon where it's the chain with the blade on it. That's what was more, but
that would be dope as fuck if they did that in the new movie.
I mean, true, and with the CGI they have today... Exactly,
they have all the capability of doing that kind of shit in the new movie.
Hella realistic.
Fucking amazing.
But the new Mortal Kombat, which we're not discussing today, it was more based off Mortal Kombat X and 11. It was based off the new Mortal Kombats, whereas the original movies were based off the old Mortal Kombats. So...
Well, yeah, I mean, we weren't anywhere near X or 11 at this point. I think maybe we may have gotten as far as 7 at best.
Yeah. Maybe. No, what was the fucking... It wasn't 7. It was like Mortal Kombat and it had a specific name. Where, you got the fucking mission where you got put against... You had to go up the tower and work your... I forgot what it's fucking called. It wasn't Mortal Kombat 7.
Wasn't this around the time that they had that weird, like, open world Mortal Kombat?
Yes, that's the one I'm on about, yeah. That's when that one came. That's when this movie came out. I think that's what this movie was based off.
It was like a weird open world Mortal Kombat, but as open as the world was, there was fucking nothing in it.
Oh, yeah, it was like... When they made that game, it was like it was rushed to be released, because at the time, everyone was like, Mortal Kombat. Because Mortal Kombat has never been a really crappy franchise. Like, it's like Grand Theft Auto. They've always been a good franchise, you know what I mean? So it's like, there's always that one game that they fuck up because they rush to get it out. So, yeah.
Yeah, that particular one.
I don't have much opinion on video games because I don't play a lot of video games.
You Minecraft and Sims.
I Minecraft and Sims.
You like to build your own shit. That's it. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I'm a simple folk. Where's my simple Rick bar?
What I liked is some of the like fatalities and brutalities and stuff in the movie. They did kind of pay homage slightly to the video game. Slightly. But the new movie, and I know we're not discussing the new movie just yet, but can I just say, the fatalities and brutalities in that movie, fucking mwah.
If I'm not mistaken, the Mortal Kombat we're talking about is literally Mortal Kombat Armageddon.
Yes.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, isn't that the name of the second movie?
No, it's
yeah.
Annihilation, sorry, was the...
The second one is Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yes.
Which is more where we see, what's his fucking name now? The, like, brother of the Elder God Raiden.
You don't have to talk about it right now, because we can talk about that movie when we get to it.
No, I know, but it's the character's name. I want to know the character's name.
You want to know the character's name? Well, no, we have Raiden, Shao Kahn.
Shao Kahn, that's it. Shao Kahn, that's in Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Who makes his very...
The actor for that choice, for that role, was a good actor. He played Shao Kahn very well.
Brian Thompson has been, like... He has been the brutish bad guy in, like, every TV show. He played, like, one of the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. He played two main villains in Buffy and Angel. He played a vampire in Buffy, and then, that I remember, and then in Charmed, if you guys remember Charmed, you know, the Three Witches? Right.
He played Kronos, the Titan, in that as well.
But he also played one of the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. I think he played like War or something to that nature.
And where?
In Charmed, like near the end of the if I'm not mistaken.
I need to go back and watch it, Jesus Christ. I have not watched Charmed in a very long time. No, Charmed is one of those TV shows I was obsessed with growing up.
He also...
Have you seen the new one?
The new... no. Yes, no.
I watched 2 episodes, and a White Lighter, the White Lighters, they fucking beam up like Scotty beam me up shit from Star Trek. They don't fucking, like in Harry Potter. They don't do that shit.
But
no!
He's played bad guys in everything from Star Trek to
He's got
Buffy.
that face.
He's been in the Orville, the most recent Seth MacFarlane show. Yeah,
I fucking love the Orville.
He's got the bad guy face.
It's like a parody of Star Trek. He does. He has that bad guy face. I don't think I've ever seen him in a role where he plays a good guy. He's also been in Star Trek in general, where he played in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. He played one of the alien races from the Dominion, which was fucking. He played that role. He has the face of not a main baddie, but like the right-hand man of a main baddie, you know what I mean? Like, he's not famous enough to be the main protagonist, but he's just famous enough to be the supporting role, if you know what I mean.
Right.
I can just, like, imagine, all I'm seeing right now is this guy with the fucking, like, hyper-injected fucking lips with the fucking stupid long...
That's him.
That's what you're describing.
Yeah, that's him. That's literally who we're talking about. He has that, like, his lips are, like, pushed out here, like this.
Okay.
And but at the same time, he is big and jacked. Like, he looks like he could model for Vogue, but also kick your ass at the same time.
Okay, I can get that. I get that. Oh, no, I mean, I like Brian Thompson. Brian Thompson, he has played, but he's like that guy that unless you are physically looking at him, he's kind of forgettable. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. That's why when I said he's like the baddie's right-hand man. Like in Buffy, when he played the vampire he did, he was literally the main vampire's right-hand man before he dies. So it's like, he's good enough to do the supporting role, but he's not good enough. Like, his face isn't memorable enough to be the main role.
Like, I want
like,
one...
even in fucking the next movie that we're going to discuss, which is the next Mortal Kombat one, he wears a fucking mask to cover most of his face because he's that unpopular when it comes to being the main role. Like...
Now, bear with me a moment while I say this, but I want one movie that takes... There's another guy that's on his level for being that guy that has... He's forgettable for the most part, but he has been in so many different big roles that it's like... He's everywhere, but it's like, for some reason, I can't place the name. Ron Perlman.
You mean Hellboy?
Hellboy, Beauty and the Beast, stuff like that. I want one...
How is he fucking forgettable? He's not a forgettable man.
I love
He's not on that level.
No, Ron Perlman is...
I love Ron Perlman.
He's way... Ron is like fucking way...
Yeah.
Let me just... Bear with me a minute. The reason I say that is if it hadn't been for Hellboy... honestly... Ron Perlman would still be in obscurity. Hellboy brought him back out of obscurity. He ended up with Sons of Anarchy. He ended up with all sorts of roles because of that reprisal that he got.
He played a supporting role in fucking Pacific Rim, and instantly I was like, Ron Perlman.
Yeah.
But I think, boil it down to it, realistically, I think it is down to Hellboy. I'll give you that much.
Brian Thompson never had his Hellboy. He's 61 years old, never had his Hellboy role. He's always kind of played that guy that the main character has to overcome to get to the goal. You know?
Yeah.
And
he does.
We're not talking about Mortal Kombat anymore. We're talking... Yeah, we're...
No, we're not.
No.
We're talking about an actor who's in Mortal Kombat, but in so many more things.
This is, like, next week.
How long was that?
We got off topic at about 5 minutes in, and now it's 12 minutes in. So,
good job.
Yeah, we're doing good. Yeah.
Okay, back on topic.
Welcome to Cinematic Anarchy, the most ADHD podcast on the dial.
Okay, favorite characters.
So, by the way, I've been hitting the nab joke. I was just going to change subject yet again. No, the first Mortal Kombat though. Ooh. I've already said mine, Scorpion. Sorry, Scorpion.
Okay. Favorite characters? I'll be honest. I mean, I think the most fleshed out character in the movie is Johnny Cage. I really do.
Okay.
I know that the whole thing focuses around Liu Kang and Shang Tsung. Like, that's kind of like what they build up to. But I think that Johnny Cage, honestly, was probably the most fleshed out character. He had the best comic relief lines in the entire movie. The face plant that he did out of the boat with all of his luggage, I loved it.
He got a lot of screen time in comparison to what, in the games especially, he would ever get. He got a lot more screen time in this movie. And
not for nothing, just the full split dick shot to Goro, I mean...
Can we not talk about Goro? Oh my god. Okay, so Goro was fucking terrible.
Yes.
I was gonna say Goro.
Is your favorite?
Because out of all the shitty CGI in this fucking movie, Goro was the best.
Well, he wasn't CGI.
He looked pretty CGI-ish.
No, it was a prosthetic. It was all prosthetic. Like it was like if you the angles he was filmed at, it was literally just kind of like a guy, wearing a fucking suit with the like, how in Underworld the Lycans have like a movable mouth that's mechanical. That's what they basically did for Goro. His entire face and head was all mechanical, like sort of thing, with like a prosthetic over it, and there was a guy controlling it on the inside. And then the wider angle scenes, like from the second arms down, was just a normal fucking dude with a prosthetic thing on top.
Okay.
I
think that a lot of it was like, how they had the dwarfs
that they did with like Scooby-Doo.
Well, like with Lord of the Rings, the dwarf that they had in Lord of the Rings, almost all of his scenes were forced perspective. So they film things creatively so they can create the illusion that the character is much larger than he actually is.
It's not even just the dwarf. It's also with the hobbits in Gandalf, like the way they filmed the hobbits in comparison to Gandalf, making him look like he's fucking like 6 foot fucking 12. You know what I mean? In comparison to them, like you said, forced perspective.
No, he definitely looks totally CGI. Hang on, I gotta find this to make sure that this is a real thing.
You think that's a real thing?
I think he's totally CGI.
Nope.
I think that I don't think that the CGI was as advanced at that time to be able to create such a character.
If you look at the way they did Lizard, if you look at the way they did Chameleon, I should say.
No, you're right. It's hang on, I'm looking at it right now. No, I don't think it's prosthetics. I think they just like CGI cut the top of Goro's half on top of someone's fucking body.
Okay.
Hang on.
Because I remember looking through it, it was all prosthetics from what I remember, but I mean, I may be wrong.
See, this is what we do.
The keyboard's working again, apparently.
This is what we do with our podcast. We don't prepare at all, so we're doing our research mid-podcast, looking shit up.
I mean, the closest research we get to these podcasts is watching the movie itself.
That's fair.
Before we record. That's about as close as like preparation we get. We watch the movie. Okay, so yeah, no, that's prosthetic.
No, it's not. See, there's a cut right here. That's not a prosthetic. That's CGI on top of a body.
Are you sure?
Pause. That looked prosthetic to me. No, this is where Chris is going to Google the entire fucking thing. Was Goro in 1995 Mortal Kombat prosthetics?
Actually,
CGI.
You're both wrong. Well, technically, okay. In the 1995 movie of Mortal Kombat, Goro was a puppet. The character was first seen in the original Mortal Kombat game as a boss. He's one of the most popular characters. Goro went full CGI only for the newest Mortal Kombat movie in 2021, but the one in the movie is actually a half-human, half-puppet.
See, so I was kind of right.
So it wasn't CGI, it was animatronic puppetry.
That's what I was literally saying with the head and that was animatronic. I literally said that. Go back and listen, you will see I fucking said that. So technically, I was fucking right.
Which also means that a lot of the scenes that Goro was in, the background green screen CGI was so bad that it made the actual character look fake.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was. It's like, it's a puppet.
No. If we really want to talk about the bad CGI in that movie, let's just talk about Chameleon.
Oh, God.
Now, that was fucking terrible.
I thought that was, because you've seen you've seen the second movie, right? If I'm not mistaken, that's Reptile from the second movie in his original form. Like, there's like a symbiotic relationship between...
It's the name I couldn't get, that's why I said Chameleon. But Reptile, it's literally the same fucking thing.
It like invades like the body of a human in the second movie, and that's what it becomes.
Yes.
He looks like
and then in the second movie, as I say, in the second movie, that's when he looks like Scorpion, but with a green fucking like thing on top, and then the fucking mask he's got kind of is like lizardish.
Yes, yes.
Which I thought kind of ripped it off and was terrible, because like that look was solely for Scorpion and Sub-Zero, and it was perfect. And then they kind of just went, no, everybody likes this look. Let's throw it on another character that shouldn't really have it. Yeah.
I think one of the worst scenes in the movie is when Goro dies. The death of Goro in that movie, like, there was no death scene. There was no fatality. It was he's holding on to the side of a cliff and then falls off into some kind of cloud and CGI obscurity.
Well, like, if you're gonna kill Goro, like, you rip off his arms and beat him to death with them.
If you're gonna kill Goro,
you gotta make it dramatic.
It's a puppet
anyway. That's what Mortal Kombat is like.
But it's a puppet anyway. You film the scene so he falls off the cliff and he hits those spikes like you see in the Mortal Kombat movie. You know?
Exactly. Like, in Mortal Kombat, in the games, it is dramatic. Like, the fatalities are grim, and the brutalities, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, people fucking saying, oh, it's video games like Grand Theft Auto making our kids violent. No, it's fucking Mortal Kombat when you're in fucking high school watching other kids try to do fatalities on other kids. That's the shit that turns people violent. Like, those things were fucked up, and it was good.
I think that, like, one of the things that I didn't like about the Mortal Kombat series as they were going along is the babalities. The little babyality things where they actually made them babies.
I know, I remember those.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah, they had
a thing called babality where basically the fatality, they turned the actual character into a baby version of that character. And it's fun. Just literally put it up on YouTube on whatever's next to you and just search Mortal Kombat babality and you will see all of them.
It's not good.
No, it's fucking terrible. Because that came out around about the time God of War 3 was really big, and they had Kratos as a guest character in the Mortal Kombat game.
I think what they were trying to do, if I'm not mistaken, is there was like a complaint about how gruesome some of the things in Mortal Kombat were becoming, so they had this option to have sort of more humorous and cute deaths, or not really deaths, just here's the end. The
guy's a baby. Bye.
You're a baby now. Ha ha ha.
Fuck you, you're a child. Bye.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Gruesome Mortal Kombat.
He's just gonna sit here and watch them now.
Finish him. Put him in a diaper. You know, I don't get it.
That's probably the best fucking sound in all of Mortal Kombat. Is just that moment when you've been in a fight for a while with like, you know, you're doing split screen with your brother, and you're in that fight, and then all you hear is the words is "finish him." It's like, yes, and then you'd sit there for like 10 fucking minutes looking up a combo to do a certain fatality. that was literally the whole fucking thing.
Well, it's the whole point to Mortal Kombat is that fatality.
And then,
so they don't even like
kill him. No, it's just turn him into a baby.
They just turn him into a baby.
Yeah, exactly.
That's lame.
No, my apologies.
The fucked up part about the games, they made the fatalities that hard to do. That, like, you would go to do this fatality, you'd hit all the buttons, and then all of a sudden it was just an uppercut and they're dead, and it's like,
yeah,
you motherfucker.
I need to apologize.
No, that's the fucking worst shit.
I need to apologize. I made a mistake. Reptile was not the second movie. Reptile is the end of this fucking movie, and one of the worst CGI moments in the entire movie.
Still fucking trash.
Where Reptile gets, like, tentacles sucked into this stone monster on the ground, and it's like,
yeah,
you're basically just doing CGI on an inanimate object, and the fact that you made it this bad is inexcusable. It's inexcusable.
Shao Kahn, no, not Shao Kahn, Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung was a good character in this. They cast him really well.
Yeah.
Okay. So the guy that plays Shang Tsung, if I'm not mistaken,
he's a really good
Hiroyuki Tagawa has played the villain good. In so many things.
He's played the villain in a lot of things, and he's played the good guy in a few things. No, he's played the good guy in a few things.
Well, he was like the go-to villain for so many movies that had like an Asian styling to it. He was the go-to villain. He was even a go-to villain in Sabrina when Sabrina was practicing to be a master in karate or kung fu.
I mean, in Teen Wolf, he plays a guy who lost his finger who was a part of the Yakuza.
Right. He's been in a lot. I mean,
he's a good actor. He's a really good actor.
He's got the eyebrows for a villain, so.
I mean, outside of Johnny Cage, probably my second favorite character in the movie.
Yeah. And for me, outside of Scorpion, second favorite, 100%. He's so good.
I really couldn't give anything to Scorpion or Sub-Zero in this movie, only because of the fact that they really had no physical lines.
Yeah.
And
that's true, but it doesn't matter. I still fucking love them as characters, but that's just because of the overall love I have for them in the video games.
And I have to count Scorpion amongst my bad CGI offenses in here for the skeleton thing. The ripping off of the face. Oh my god,
that was fucking awful.
Yeah.
That was quite terrible. I agree. But yeah, no, it was amongst some of the worst CGI moments. Anything that required CGI here was just horrendous.
Yeah. But you gotta think as well, for the time, they did the best they could.
Yeah, that's what Fredo's saying.
Okay.
Like that's the key point we have to take into consideration here. For 1995 style CGI, it wasn't that fucking bad. Like, let's be honest, if you took that CGI, like that specific movie, and put it in like 1989 and had everybody watch it then, everyone would be looking at it like we look at Mortal Kombat 2021. Okay? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I look at this Mortal Kombat, like, this particular movie, like I look at, like, one of the first Mortal Kombat games when I play it now.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a little tedious to get through, still kind of fun, but it's kind of bad, too.
It has bits that make you, like, I'm sorry, Kano's fucking prosthetic was just fucking, oh god, it was terrible. His prosthetic fucking eye.
Right. But it was a little more spot on to the original Kanos in the earlier series.
I'll give you that, but still, it was fucking terrible, though.
They didn't do a bad character on video game match with a lot of the characters here. Like, I think
that's what they looked at more, I think, was more what the characters look like in the video game. How can we make it translate to this in a movie as closely to the video game as humanly possible?
I can confidently say that they have no excuse for that shitty CGI in 1995 because Jumanji was a hell of a lot better.
Well, I mean, this was also a very high budget but also very rushed project. So
yeah,
there were a lot of delays.
At the same time, Miss B makes a very valid point, Jumanji, though.
I want to ask Miss B something. How pissed were you at the whole monk slave girl scene with Sonya's character near the end of the movie? Where, like, her hair's all messed up and she's dressed in some weird leather dress outfit.
I mean, she looked kind of hot.
She's kind of tied up.
Why are you so small?
I don't even have to fucking, like, say anything about this. Like, y'all just know how I feel.
I know.
All I have to do is get, like, my loud, fucking bellowing silence says everything.
But she was hot, though.
Can you blame me for trying to get one of the pivotal Miss B rants out of you, though.
No, I mean, I can't blame you, but fucking still, come on, goddammit, fucking, you're just trying to push my fucking...
No.
You're just trying to push my buttons.
I'm asking a question. He's pushing your buttons.
Yeah.
But she was hot, though, and I mean, it was kind of hot just seeing her tied up like that.
Oh, yeah, of course it's hot seeing a woman tied up and being all fucking submissive and shit. Fuck you.
Well, it was!
I'm being a little too loud.
I'm sorry! But it was!
I'm sorry, but is not a sorry.
I will say...
No, like, in my opinion, it was hot, yes. But, like, if I was to ever do something like with a woman, it would be completely consensual.
That's on par with fucking the Princess Leia shit.
Now that was fucking hot.
And yet, the fucking point continues to fly over your head.
I definitely feel like it was
as long as it's consensual.
An homage to the whole slave Leia thing that they were doing there, honestly. Not a very good homage either. I'm going to say that I think that the biggest problem that I had with the movie was Bridget Wilson. It was her...
Yeah,
her role as Sonya Blade. First of all, Sonya Blade throughout the entire series was a kick-ass female character, and the fact that she was reduced to a character that was either had sexual innuendo just slung at her or some submissive slave girl in this movie was sort of a...
I mean, the only badass line she had was like in the beginning of the film, where they're going through the nightclub with the guns, and she literally just says, what was his fucking Jax? There's only one person on this planet that I trust, and you're talking to her. That was probably like the only badass thing she fucking said. Yeah, that was it. I mean, after that, it was just trash.
I think there were so many other characters or people that they could have pulled as an actual action star in 1995. Like, Bridget Wilson was not one of them. And she had only ever played characters that were, well, to be honest, they were either romantic comedy type characters or people that were running away from the bad guy. That's not Sonya Blade. It never has been. Not since the beginning of the game.
Sonya Blade has always been kick-ass.
Right. So I think they not just misjudged who they put in her shoes, but they misjudged the character altogether. They made a bad version of her.
Yeah, they kind of mistranslated that character onto screen.
Definitely. They did a good job with Johnny Cage. I think Robinson Cho as Liu Kang was spot on. Like, if you look at the video games and you look at him, like, that is Liu Kang, you know?
The person who they got to play Raiden...
that was embarrassing.
Okay. Christopher Lambert...
You knew we was going to get to Raiden at some point, and you know it's going to be just... Oh, God.
Christopher Lambert, he played a fantastic Highlander. But this
He did! Highlander was good. Raiden was trash.
So, little tidbit about Christopher Lambert. When he first did the Highlander movie, he didn't know English. He was a Frenchman that didn't know English, that had to play an English-speaking Scotsman. He knew very little English, learned most of his English during the prep to create the movie, and spoke... He was supposed to try to pull off a Scottish accent. And then you had...
Which he did terribly.
You had, in that same movie, you have... what's his name? Oh, God.
Sean
Connery, who's a Scotsman who's supposed to be playing a Spaniard. We're just talking about miscasting here.
How did Sean Connery not, like, blow a fucking gasket hearing him trying to pull off a Scottish accent? Just like... Jesus Christ, you're giving me an aneurysm. Shut the fuck up!
I don't know, man.
Well, and then Sean Connery had to play a Russian agent in Hunt for Red October, too. I mean, no.
Okay, so in general, my opinions of his Raiden, my left testicle could have pulled it off better than he did.
I mean,
that's how bad it was.
Tom's left testicle, the Thunder God?
Yes. That's actually the nickname I have for it in bed.
I don't want to think about that.
And we're not talking about Mortal Kombat anymore.
My left's called Raiden, my right's called Thor, and the middle's called Zeus. What?
What are we doing? What are we doing with our lives here?
Disappointing our families.
We're going over the names for Tom's genitalia, apparently. You named those yourself. I'm guaranteeing you nobody else named them that.
I mean, I did name the left testicle Raiden, my right testicle Thor. It was a girl who actually named Zeus. It's all I'm saying.
Zeus. Okay.
Anyway, let's go on break.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Nothing can make Miss B want to escape more than extensive talk about genitalia.
I'm so sorry.
Guys, we're done with the locker room talk. Can we just move on, please? Can we move on?
It's like, I don't want to talk about anybody's genitalia.
I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it. Keep it to yourself.
Time. Sponsor. Even if I'm not sure people want to sponsor us. Okay, we'll just move on to sponsors. So, for the second half of the podcast today, post-sponsors, what we're going to go ahead and do is, we're not going to do the pitch storm or anything too fancy today. We're just going to sit down and kind of briefly go over a bunch of the movies that we're looking to discuss over the third year of this podcast. And just to put this out to anybody that might be listening, we are going to go ahead and start a GoFundMe for the podcast, try to upgrade our equipment a little bit across the board, get better microphones to the folks that are all still sitting at home, so on and so forth. Kind of just provide us better equipment so we can get a more clear and less grainy sound. That goes for you too, Viking.
Get Tom a new laptop. I was going to say, get Tom a new laptop because his laptop is trash.
Yeah. Well, you've been working on that yourself, haven't you?
I've had to kind of put that aside for now because some other things have kind of come up out of the woodworks that I didn't anticipate that I've had to put my funds into. So, unfortunately, that's going to have to wait a while.
As you can hear in the background, I live on a main street, so there is a lot of heavy. It's like everybody removed the mufflers from their cars and motorcycles and just decided to go around making as much noise as humanly possible, which is beautiful, and I'm not soundproofed, so I apologize for any traffic that you might hear.
I'm going to be doing some art stuff on live over the next couple of weeks on TikTok and fucking try and generate some donations so I can get a new microphone, maybe a better lighting setup, and replace my keyboard that was acting up, but it's working now. I don't want to risk it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And if you guys set up links on Facebook, let me know, and I'll go ahead and make sure to add them to our Facebook page so that we can make sure that everybody knows.
Yeah.
That being said, let's go ahead and dive into the list of pictures that I sent you guys, little links and everything for movies that we can look through. We'll start at the beginning. The first one that I sent out was Kevin Costner's Postman.
No.
No?
No.
What do you mean no?
No.
What do you mean no?
No. No.
I love that movie.
That's what I mean. No means no.
I love that movie. You don't like that movie?
No. I've never seen it, so I'll have to watch it again.
Do you just hate Kevin Costner?
Yes.
Look, okay.
Is that it?
I will give you that this follows up. This is like his third, massive epic movie. Like, he had, Dances with Wolves, which was a fantastic movie. It won awards. And then they did that shit movie Waterworld. I will never subject anybody to that shit movie. No. What?
Sir! I like Waterworld.
Oh my god. Stop.
I actually do like it! It's one of the movies I can sit down and watch and not fall asleep to because I'm interested in it. I'm like, whoa, this is really cool.
Oh, good lord. Really?
Shame.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't say that around Omar. That movie literally brings up bile in his throat. You know what? I'll tell you what. We can do a very nice short episode on Waterworld, but we have to exclude Omar because he does not want to deal with that.
No, let's get him involved on purpose just so I can hear his rage.
His rage at your love?
Yes, exactly.
His rage.
That's what makes a good episode. That's
Okay.
what makes a good episode, Chris. Remember?
Yeah. Okay, I got it. All right, next.
You two can be
Everyone
the
loves a
for
little
life.
controversy.
Exactly.
Right? Well, we generally even have movies that we all agree that we love or all agree that we hate, and rarely do we have a really good movie that one person absolutely loves and the other people are just like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck
So
you.
basically, Waterworld right now.
I did get a lot of that with what was that movie? Basket Case. I got that a lot from you guys. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
It was so bad. Why the fuck? Why the fuck is it in the MoMA?
I don't know. I love it.
It doesn't deserve to be in the MoMA.
I think it's in the MoMA because of the fact that there's a lot of historic New York landmarks within the movie itself. So
It doesn't deserve to be in the MoMA.
okay, well, it says you. Obviously, you're not the one that curates everything there, so.
Luckily.
Evolution?
I'm not there
Yes.
yet. I'm not there yet.
No, I'm just throwing one in.
But no, it's on there. It's on the. I got to move down the
I know.
You're fucking with my list, dude.
Accept it.
You're fucking with my list.
I don't care. Accept it.
It's
Evolution.
going to be a lot
definitely.
longer than a half hour.
Oh yeah,
That's the point.
trying to go point by point here. Oh, okay. All right, Evolution,
Trouble
obviously.
in Little China.
David Duchovny, that's still like he was in his prime during that movie. Like he was still doing the X-Files thing, if I'm not mistaken.
I actually am going to be sitting down and watching the entire X-Files series that's on Amazon Prime because it's free.
Why not? Why not if it's free? Oh yes, of course we got Big Trouble in Little China that we're going to do RoboCop.
Wait,
No.
which one?
The original RoboCop.
See, I like that movie, but there's one scene in it that I can't watch. I've never been able to watch it.
What?
I just can't watch that one scene. It's the acid that falls onto the guy and then the car hits. I can't watch that scene. It physically no. So here's the thing with me. I can watch CGI death and all that sort of stuff and be completely fucking fine. But old school movies from the 1970s to the 1995, they all had the same thing when it comes to death in these films. They used prosthetics for it, and it looked so realistic that it physically made me sick to the point. And the reason why it makes me sick is because of a movie that my brother forced me to watch when I was a kid called Brain Dead.
Oh my God, Brain Dead?
That movie gives me nightmares. I can watch horror all fucking day, but that movie gives me fucking nightmares. And I hate it, and I will never watch it again.
Brain Dead is currently the bloodiest movie ever created. Currently the bloodiest movie ever created. Yep.
We still have the VHS of it, and I tell you this now, if you ever say we're doing an episode on Brain Dead, I will quit. I'm never watching that movie ever again. That movie hurts my fucking soul.
So you don't have to quit. We just do the movie without you. You don't have to do that.
Okay, so I'm looking at pictures, and there's a guy with his face stretched out on a metal thing.
No, different movie. Different movie.
Okay. There's also like a deformed baby. Oh no, that's Dead Alive.
It's Dead Alive. Okay, you're talking. Okay, were you talking Brain Dead or Dead Alive?
Brain Dead.
I think Dead Alive was Brain Dead in the UK, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's the same movie.
No, but I have a VHS titled Brain Dead.
Hang on.
Are you sure?
That's the okay. So I'm showing you.
That doesn't look like the right one.
No. Okay,
No.
And then there's.
I think it was that one. No, it wasn't that one. I don't even remember how it fucking.
Okay, so what
looks. I just know
what we're talking about this film right here, right? We're talking about this film.
See. You're not even putting the camera, the screen on the camera.
Basically, like this guy. One of the scenes, the guy turns his lawnmower into a zombie slaying device.
Go back. That one right there. No, up above that one.
These are.
Click on that. Yeah, that one.
Right, these are.
That's the one. No, I can't look at it. No, I can't look at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's this whole scene where this guy turns his lawnmower into like a zombie slaying device. It's.
I don't know. Have y'all ever seen
Tom's in labor right now from having seen
Wizard of Gore.
Wizard of Gore. Yes.
That was pretty gory.
If you ever get a chance to watch that particular movie, Dead Alive, it is the.
I don't know if I want to.
It is one of the bloodiest movies ever made.
Like I said, I can watch.
Doesn't mean it's good.
I can watch horror. I can watch all the fucking Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, even the Nightmare on Elm Street where the girl gets stuck in a fucking bug box and like she fucking her skin rips off and she turns into a fly. I can watch that. Still makes me feel sick, but I can watch it. But that Brain Dead, I'm good. I would rather cut off my own fucking leg and watch myself bleed out than watch that movie again. Ever.
Moving on.
That's fair enough. We'll move on.
Swiss Army Man.
Swiss Army Man. Yes, I definitely want to watch that. But that goes along with also doing I want to do like the twofer for Daniel Radcliffe. That and Horns. Yes. Mannequin. I wanted to do. Mannequin's a fantastic older 80s movie.
I hated Mannequin, but I will watch it.
I don't think
there's a reason I hate it. It's not that it's a bad movie. It's a good movie, in my opinion. It's the fact that my dad had this habit, and he still has this habit now, that when there's a specific movie that we both enjoy, he will overwatch it to like the same movie. Like right after he's finished watching it, put it back on again from the beginning, and keep watching it until it becomes fucking mind-numbing. Okay? Like, there's a movie called Notting Hill. I love that movie. But, like, about 2 years ago, if you put that film anywhere on near me, I would stab you. It annoyed me because of the amount of times my dad made me watch it.
Do you know how...
I can't sit there and watch it.
Do you know how I'm aware of how much you love that movie, sir? I've known you for how short a period of time now? And you probably mentioned the movie at least 50 times.
4 or 5 months?
50 times, at least, mentioned that movie.
Well, it's because we haven't done an episode on it, and it's a good movie. But, like I said, if this happened 2 years ago, I wouldn't even bring it up once.
I think it's because, for the most part, we don't... Unless it, like, dips into, like, almost a sci-fi genre or something, or if there's some kind of cult twinge to it, we don't generally do romantic comedy movies. I don't think we have one that we've done, if I'm not mistaken. We generally stay in the horror, sci-fi, cult movie area.
But it's a good rom-com.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just not really our... We don't have the rom-com thing
expertise.
Going. Yeah. Yeah, though the few people that listen to us, I'm not... They're doing what now? Alright, what?
No. See, the thing I'm worried about now is what... No, the thing I'm worried about now is when this episode goes live, the comments on the Facebook page of like, do an episode on Braden, and make Vikings sit through it.
Right.
Because people like to torture people.
Want to go through this.
No, I don't. But people like to torture you.
It out.
Because it's a fucking nightmare.
Okay. Let's just put it this way, Miss B. I feel like the way that he feels about that is the way you feel about that one thing.
Don't do it. No. Stop it. Stop. Don't even fucking bring the movie up.
Is it Romeo and Juliet?
We're not going to talk about it.
See? See?
Is it Romeo and Juliet? I think it was.
Shut the fuck up. See, that's the thing, though, because I'm not gonna entertain this. Nope, we're not talking about it.
Mind you, he doesn't have any right to really bring it up anyway because he hasn't seen it.
I refuse to watch it.
Yeah. We've been through it. We've all watched it.
I feel I wasn't around during that episode, so I don't have to watch it.
I feel like that should be an initiation for the remainder of the people that sit through our podcast to sit through that movie because it can't get worse.
I mean, no, it definitely can get worse.
Well,
but
I'm not subjecting anybody to anything.
I mean, it could probably get worse. We still have yet to see not Ben Affleck. What's his fucking name now? What's his name? The fucking guy who plays the vampire in Twilight. Robert Pattinson. Yeah, we still have to sit through him as Batman. So it could be better. Like, in comparison.
I don't know, man. He's like, besides Twilight, he's actually not a terrible actor. And he fully admits how much he fucking hated the Edward character.
A lot of people get hit by that one movie that people just they get branded.
They never get let
dude,
Daniel Radcliffe and Harry Potter.
If you read the script, you read the books, you signed up to be a sparkly vampire. You fucked yourself.
You chose that role. Fuck you. Don't even complain about it. You chose that role. You accepted it from your agent to go audition for that fucking role. So don't come complaining about how much you hated the character.
Alright, They Live. They Live is a fantastic Roddy Piper film. Come on, that line. I've come here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
I'm okay with this.
Yes. Probably one of the few Jennifer Lopez movies that I can sit and stand. The Cell. I don't like Jennifer Lopez. It's just she got... too many rom-coms out of that girl. Too many.
I mean, I would like to watch Honey, then, if that's the case.
The reason I say that, Honey, what, Jessica Alba? I don't know that I want to, no.
Yes.
That was not one of her better movies.
I don't care. If we do a movie with fucking, J-Lo,
there's a big difference between the fucking Cell and Honey.
Yeah. Okay.
If we're straying into Honey, we might as well start doing Magic Mike. You know, I'm not doing it.
No, I'm all set with that. No. Let's do Fifth Element. Did we already do I'm okay with that
episode? We have not done a Fifth Element episode. No.
So let's do Fifth Element and Cell.
Okay, Fifth Element and the Cell. I can get behind both of those. Of course, we came up with Horns, Better Off Dead, which is more
Vikings dead.
Sort of.
Rest in peace, fam.
Miss B, you just hit me in my soul with just one film suggestion that I haven't seen in a very long time that I fucking love. Oh my god.
Right.
Okay.
Echo.
Sorry, I love The Fifth Element.
You were yelling so loud there was a forced echo there, dude. Like a forced echo in the back. Okay.
Sorry.
We also have Her, which is an interesting AI film with Joaquin Phoenix.
Yes. Have you guys done an episode on The Orphan?
No, we have not done The Orphan.
No.
That's actually a good
film.
That
would be a good one. That's a good movie.
Someone needs to write these movies down that we have not, like Fifth Element, The Orphan, stuff like that.
We'll write it down when we listen to this episode later.
Chris, just remember, you're the guy who deals with everything, the technical side of things. so I think you should probably write them down.
Look, I'm running like 8 different websites for us right now. I'm trying hard here.
It's the least we could do.
As my cousin would say, excuses.
I feel like buying a plane ticket specifically to put a boot in someone's ass right now.
I'll give you my address. I don't give a
fuck. All right. Next movie, Julian Sands in The Warlock.
I'm not seeing that, but that sounds interesting.
All right.
It was an older, low budget kind of. It did not hold up. It's a very low budget film. It was Julian Sands, who I loved, and the movie that I wanted to do, you can't find anywhere. And the movie that I wanted to do
The Warlock
is so cringeworthy. And if I sat Miss B down to watch the movie, she would probably fucking flip out at me. So I went with The Warlock instead. There's a movie called
you mentioned The Warlock.
Boxing
that
Helena.
Makes me think of a movie.
What was it?
Boxing Helena.
I haven't seen it.
Imagine a movie about, and this is only what I'm vaguely remembering of the movie the last time I saw it, probably about a decade and a half ago. A movie about a guy that is obsessed with a woman and how much he loves her, to the point that he removes her arms and legs, and she lives in a box. So she can't escape.
So now that you've mentioned The Warlock, like, in regards, that just put me in, like, magic shit. That made me think of a movie that... have you guys done a review on a movie called Willow?
No, we have not done
I love Willow!
And that's actually
Willow was touch and go for me.
That's actually worth re-exploring because they're looking to do a television series based off of Willow. So,
we should do, if we're doing The Orphan, we should also do fucking
The Omen. Black.
The Orphan and The Omen. I actually just recently purchased the full Scream Factory box set of all of the Omen movies.
Word.
All on Blu-ray.
Okay, so
Yes, go ahead.
How many Omen movies are there?
There were 4 of the original series, and then they did the Omen remake.
Okay.
So there were 4 in the original series, and then they did a remake recently. So all 5 of them were included in the box set.
So you've got The Omen of 1976, you've got The Omen 2, 78, The Omen 3, 81, then there was The Omen 4, which, was 91, and then you had the 2006, The Omen.
Yes.
Alright. So, someone flip a coin for which...
Oh, we should do the original. Obviously, we should do the original Omen film.
No.
We're going to flip a coin.
We're not rolling
anything. No, we're not going to flip a coin. No, we're not going to flip a coin.
I
think I have a 5-sided dice.
Well,
I think I have a 5-sided dice.
Question. If we're going to do the Omen, why not do them all? Just have the Halloween month be the Omen month.
Because that's excessive as fuck, and we're doing variety Halloweens.
I mean, Chris makes a valid
We could also do sort of like a thing where we do each one of the movies, but we do them set out a month apart. So we're not watching them all in a row.
I was going to say, can we extend the Halloween month to last 3 months? Because then there's a lot of horror films and Halloween films we could do.
And I honestly hate Christmas.
We have Halloween.
Yeah, fuck Christmas. Christmas sucks ass.
Black Christmas. That's a good movie too, by the way.
Ooh.
But no, we have Halloween on the list.
Christmas,
the original Halloween.
Bad Santa.
We have the original Halloween on the list. We have several other horror movies like The Thing. We have.
No.
No? The original Thing with Kurt Russell?
No.
Why not? Why?
Unless you want me to heave? Like, you want an episode of me just throwing up?
To this day, I still have never seen the original Thing.
The original with Kurt Russell was fantastic.
From my family.
Honestly, I mean...
No. I have a suggestion in replace of the Thing.
Okay.
The movie called The House of Wax.
The original...
God, no. Fuck Paris Hilton.
No, the original, not the remake. There was an original movie for The House of Wax, not the fucking remake with Paris Hilton. And by the way, no, not fuck Paris Hilton. You know why? Because she dies early in that movie, and yes,
the thing to her face.
That was the best part of the movie, Paris Hilton dying. So.
But she's still got, like, a part in the movie is the problem.
Right, she got a part
and by the way, you saying fuck Paris Hilton means nothing. She got paid to be fucked at one point.
Yeah, true.
Okay, anyway.
Fuck it.
But no, if
the original one, yes.
If we include The Omen, on our list here we have the original Omen, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, and the original Halloween.
I'm down with all of those. Just in replacement of the Thing, the original House of Wax.
We're basically exploring the origins of all these franchises for the first movie, the first movie in each franchise.
Or in replacement for the Thing, instead of the original House of Wax, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That too, yes.
I like that.
We also a fucking masterpiece of an original movie. I'm sorry, that was fucking fantastic.
We also have on our list here, we have Phantasm, the first Phantasm movie, and Reanimator, H.P. Lovecraft.
Yes.
We have a lot of horror films kind of listed within,
Alright, you want to know a trash horror film that I want to see if I know you haven't done an episode on, but I think you should.
Sure, go ahead.
Event Horizon.
Okay.
That movie was fucking trash.
Alright. With Event Horizon, I loved the movie when I saw it in the theaters. When I watched it in the theaters on the big screen, it actually had the effects and everything were actually good enough that it was a jump scare movie. That's all it was. It wasn't that it was horror or that it was gore. It was just a jump scare movie.
Yeah, that's what most horrors are nowadays. It's all jump scares.
However, watching it recently, streaming it recently, it's garbage. On a small screen, you don't get the same effect as having that just sitting in front of you, So scaling it down to a small screen, it was just garbage. And I like Sam Neill, so that's saying something. We have Ghost Dog on our list, which is think of it like an urban samurai flick, like a modern-day urban samurai flick starring Forrest Whitaker.
Yes.
And it has a lot of elements from the Wu-Tang Clan attached to it. Also, I had like a whole John Carpenter thing going on in my head, so I included the original Escape from New York and the older version of Escape from Precinct 13, or Assault on Precinct 13.
Alright.
What about the movie Wanted?
Ooh.
Wanted.
Yes.
Oh, is that the Angelina Jolie Curve the Bullet flick?
Yes.
Oh.
It was trash, but it was also good. It was one of those movies that was so bad, it was good.
That was literally the first movie that I had on Blu-ray. The first film that I ever watched in high-definition Blu-ray. And
I think the only good bit about that movie for me was the bit where... Oh, what's his name now? Fuck. What's his name?
I don't know.
He plays Professor Xavier. Now, the new Professor Xavier, I should say.
Oh, the guy from... Oh. Damn it, now he's going to bother me. I know his name, too. He was also in Split.
Yes, he was also
in Split. The guy from Split.
Oh, what's his name now?
James McAvoy.
James McAvoy.
James McAvoy. The scene where he slaps Chris Pratt across the face with the keyboard and then it zooms into the keyboard and it says "fuck you," and the U is replaced with his tooth. That was good.
What about Hackers? Matthew Lillard, Angelina Jolie.
Flatliners.
Original or new?
Yeah, that would be good.
Are we talking the old Kiefer? The original had Kiefer Sutherland, Oliver Platt, and Julia Roberts. It was like an all-star cast.
I've seen both.
I feel like the original would be better to speak
Compare
about.
and contrast episode. Do both.
I suppose that'd be good.
Debate which one was better. Because both flopped.
Yeah.
Both were box office trash. They did not make money. Which trash is better? This trash or that trash?
I dig it.
I have a movie that I wanted to do. Just what? What?
Hellraiser?
Already did them. Number 1 and 2.
I did. Son of a bitch.
Ha.
However, we haven't explored the other Hellraiser movies, so there are plenty of Hellraisers to do still.
There's so many.
I mean, if we really wanted to do a really long horror session, we could just do all of the Saws.
I think
oh my god!
I think that we should do a Halloween fundraiser where we watch an entire series to prep for it, and then just get online, and instead of doing like a podcast, we sit and actually live stream. But we live stream it as a Halloween event where we can actually kind of bring in donations to the podcast. Or we could even go so far as to make it a charitable live stream. Pick out a charity, and the donation goes to whatever charity we choose.
Fuck yeah.
That's something that I wanted to eventually get to doing with the podcast anyway, where we can do charity live streams and kind of,
I'm down.
Do some good, you know?
I'm okay with this.
But I actually picked out an old John Ritter movie called Stay Tuned that I thought would be perfect for our podcast. It's kind of trashy, kind of bad. It's about a family that gets pulled into their satellite network by a demon from hell.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Which it's John Ritter, so obviously it's fairly family friendly. But I think it still had I think maybe a PG-13 or R rating, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, if you really want to talk about trash movies, there is one really trash movie that I remember that I enjoy because it's so trash, and that's Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Okay, listen, first of all, that's not a bad movie. That movie was a fucking classic.
Bob Hoskins in that film, oh my god. Like, one of the best Bob Hoskins. Also, I'll have to look that up. You guys talk amongst yourselves, because there's another Bob Hoskins film that I really want to do.
Okay. Bob Hoskins. Things about Bob Hoskins? I don't know anything about Bob Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins. Just keep saying Bob Hoskins.
I'm just asking you guys to talk. I didn't say talk about Bob Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins.
I mean, you can if you want to talk about Bob Hoskins, you can talk about he was in Hook as Smitty. He was Mario in the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Morgan Freeman.
I'm so
really want to talk about him, but okay. So there's a movie. It's Bob Hoskins, Denzel Washington. It's called Heart Condition.
Okay. Wait. Oh, John Q.
John Q. That is a great movie.
John Q.
And I hate to say it, but John Q. If we do John Q, that has to be a Tea Time Cinematic Anarchy crossover, because there's a lot of political bullshit.
What was John Q about?
John Q was about that guy whose wife was dying in the hospital. Was dying in the hospital. Was it cancer that was killing his child? And the amount of the bills were so overwhelming, they were literally selling everything to try to make the ends meet.
Washington he took the hospital hostage.
Right.
So there was a Denzel Washington one where, correct me if I'm mistaken here, where he plays a kind of crippled police detective in his
Bones.
In his fucking. That was a good movie.
Bones before Bones became Bones.
I want to discuss that. That'd be a good movie to talk about. That was a good movie. That was a really good movie.
So, the movie Heart Condition, racist police officer Jack Mooney, played by Bob Hoskins, he has a vendetta against Napoleon Stone, played by Denzel Washington, who is a charismatic black lawyer who's sleeping with Jack's old wife, or Jack's old flame. Jack has a heart attack, but his life is saved when he receives Denzel Washington's heart in a transplant. The rest of the movie, Denzel Washington's ghost basically follows him around.
That's not awkward.
What is he doing?
I don't know. He disappeared.
I'm downstairs.
Yes, I noticed. There's a lot of feedback from things happening in the background, sir.
I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
Mute your microphone.
I can't.
Oh, goddamn.
You can't?
So
basically, we're...
This is awesome.
This is like having somebody mic'd and sending them undercover in their own home. You're just hearing all this shit going on. Just all around, you know? That's right. He's not wearing the stuff that you can mute. He's wearing, like, the iPods or AirPods or... What the fuck are they called?
You could have taken them out for a minute.
He could have. He could have just left them there instead of. Are we? Is this the part of the podcast where we do ASMR chewing? Is that what we're doing now? I swear I'm gonna kick him one of these days.
I mean, if you're willing to buy that ticket.
I'm gonna spend 5 minutes. I'm gonna spend 5 minutes in England specifically to put a boot in his ass and then go home. I say this, but I'm fairly sure that Thomas is much bigger than I am. I'm almost certain. I'm almost certain, and I'm also a pushover. So, I will.
I don't know what he's doing.
I will probably get there, take off my shoe, hand him the boat. Excuse me, could you put this in your ass, please? Please, just for a moment.
Oh my God, he sent you his address.
Thank you. He's waiting. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm just going to put a boot on your front doorstep. You can put it in your ass yourself. You wake up one morning and there's just a random boot sitting there, you'll know where it's from.
I'm going to mail you a boot.
Alright, any other movies that you guys can think of that you might want to do this year?
Boot.
I feel like we as a group want to do like a Denzel Washington like little... Like what we did with Ben Affleck, just do a bunch of Denzel Washington movies in one sitting.
I'm down for that.
Like, Virtuosity is a really good bad movie. With, what's his name? Russell Crowe? As the bad guy?
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, he plays like a virtual composite serial killer.
This is like the longest Tom's been quiet.
Well, he's muted.
Since he started, like, on this podcast. Like,
it's not that he's not talking, it's that we can't...
I'm so toasty.
All we can see is just facial reactions. That's it.
I don't want to fucking... I'm not recording this fucking stream.
We're not streaming now? No?
We're not streaming today. Because my computer's been acting up.
You know, so is mine. So we're all having issues. Everybody's having issues. So, I think that we've actually gone through all of the, well, with the exception of a handful, like we had The Crow on here. The Crow is one of the films that we have notated. Idiocracy. We have Jet Li and Jason Statham doing War. If you want input here, Tom, you have to actually speak. You can't just wave your hands.
The Crow!
Oh my God.
Goose Flava!
You are vibrating the inside of my speaker. Okay? Like, calm down a little. Anyway, we also have movies like Buckaroo Banzai, which is... You want to see some weird-ass... Have you ever seen that movie? Buckaroo Banzai? Okay.
I was looking at the list earlier.
That is a really, really weird movie. And you'll appreciate it for some of the people that are in there. You'll recognize a lot of the folks in the movie, but it's just really weird. And the lead guy, he's the guy that actually plays he plays RoboCop, Peter Weller.
All right.
Then we have the Samuel L. Jackson, Eugene Levy flick The Man, which I thought was... It's bad, but it's funny. I put on Serenity.
I never got into that whole, fan...
Have you seen the original TV show?
The Firefly?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've seen it. I never got into it.
Okay. Hudson Hawk.
Which, that. I guess we can do that for an episode, since apparently everyone loves it for some fucking reason.
I'm down for Hudson Hawk. So
I feel like if we do Serenity, it has to be attached to Firefly. We'd have to binge the series and then do Serenity, because you can't really do it as a standalone flick.
So you know how you said you wanted to do
Serenity,
Denzel,
or I'm not.
You know how you said you wanted to do a Denzel Washington session. I feel like if you're going to do a Denzel Washington session, you need to also do a Bruce Willis one as well, because Bruce Willis is fucking amazing.
You can do a lot of individual Bruce Willis movies. We're talking about Fifth Element. And we're talking about...
And you said Hudson Hawk.
Doing Hudson Hawk. But you can do so many individual bad Bruce Willis movies and still have plenty of bad Bruce Willis movies to do an entire episode on.
What was that? There was one that he was in, Death Becomes Her.
Oh, that was a great film. Come on. Oh, don't badmouth Death Becomes Her. That was one of the few movies where he played... he always wants to play the big guy. He always wants to be the guy that is, the center of the movie, the guy that wins the day, or whatever. He wants to be that guy.
Red.
This movie...
basically Red.
This movie, he played just this meek kind of secondary character who was being pushed around by two very domineering women. Played by Glenn Close and Goldie Hawn. And honestly, It was one of his better performances, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not a big Bruce Willis fan just because, if I'm honest, a lot of his films, you can tell that people knew that he was difficult to work with. He's not an easy guy to work with. There's all sorts of horror stories about working with Bruce Willis. There is.
Really?
Oh, yeah. All sorts of horror stories about working with Bruce Willis. He's a very difficult guy to work with. Him and...
his ex-wife doesn't want to work with
Val Kilmer is also notoriously difficult to work with.
I believe that.
So, yeah. One last thing before we go for the night, go for the end of the podcast, is I want to just put this idea in your head. Rather than having had George Clooney as Batman, do you think in his heyday Bruce Willis would have worked well?
Yes.
Yes.
When he was younger?
Yes. 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 Yes.
I think I've seen solidly one action film that I thought George Clooney was brilliant in. And it's one movie that I want to do for this podcast because we haven't done it yet.
Is it Dusk Till Dawn?
From Dusk Till Dawn.
How did I know? How did I know?
It's a classic.
That is a classic.
It's a good movie.
And it's because
a good movie.
when I first watched the movie, I didn't expect it to be what it was. It starts off as this kind of Quentin Tarantino gangster film. And then as soon as they hit that bar, it shifts gears and turns into a straight-out, just gory vampire flick. So it's like you have two separate movies in one. He could have done the twofer, like he did with Kill Bill, and made two completely separate movies that kind of tied in with each other.
No, he just threw it all into that one shit.
That was his collaboration with Robert Rodriguez, his first collab. That was around the time they were doing movies like Desperado, El Mariachi, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Both of which are very good films. I would recommend doing El Mariachi as well. So,
sounds good.
All right. So, I guess I never know how to end. I never know how to end. There's always a discussion.
Drink water, you thirsty bitches.
So long, farewell.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
On behalf of myself, Miss B, and Thomas the Tank Engine over here.
You cheeky bastard, don't ever refer to me as that ever again. You cheeky bastard.
Womp womp.
Thank you for listening to Cinematic Anarchy, and don't remember, everybody's got shit to watch, and trust me, a lot of it is shit.